Something is stirring in the world of old money. The story that ended in heartbreak might not be over. It may have only just begun. Osman's shattered soul, Nihal's quiet escape, and a mansion now haunted by the ghosts of ambition have left fans restless, waiting for answers. Whispers inside Netflix's production circles suggest that the storm isn't over, that the gates of that gilded world could open once more. And when they do, love, betrayal, and redemption will collide in ways no one expects. Old Money. Season 2 isn't just a possibility. It's becoming a burning obsession for fans across the world. The finale of Old Money left audiences suspended between heartbreak and hope. Osman walked away from everything: the mansion, the empire, even the woman who defined his every ambition. That single act of rejection, when he dropped the mansion's key, wasn't just symbolic. It was seismic. It shook the foundation of who he was and what the show stood for. Viewers felt it, that rare blend of sadness and revelation that only comes when a story ends too soon. And that is exactly why Old Money Season 2 feels inevitable. The story didn't close, it paused. Netflix knows that endings like this aren't accidents. They are invitations. The final scene was designed to linger in viewers' minds, leaving them asking, "What now?" What happens to a man who gives up everything he once believed would make him whole? Can he ever rebuild himself without the chains of the past? These questions have become the fuel for endless speculation online. Fans have dissected every frame, searching for meaning in the silence. And the theories are as haunting as the show itself. Behind the scenes, Netflix's process for renewal has only intensified the suspense. As of late 2025, the streaming giant hasn't made an official announcement, but the signs are impossible to ignore. Industry insiders have hinted that Old Money's global performance is under positive internal review, a phrase Netflix often uses before confirming a renewal. Turkish dramas have been performing exceptionally well across Europe, the Middle East, and South America, and Old Money's unique blend of romance, class struggle, and psychological tension has struck a chord with audiences far beyond its home country. When a show builds that kind of emotional connection, cancellation becomes a risky business decision. The first season's ending was not an ending at all. It was a mirror held up to human desire. Osman finally realized that his pursuit of wealth was not about power or prestige, but about filling a void left by a lifetime of neglect. When he let go of the mansion, he let go of the illusion that money could rewrite his story. But what happens when the illusion is gone and all that's left is the emptiness underneath? That's where Season 2 would begin. In the ruins of ambition, where the heart tries to rebuild itself. Meanwhile, Nihal's escape to France marked not freedom, but flight. Her decision to leave with Engin was as desperate as it was brave. She didn't run to something. She ran from the emotional chaos that Osman represented. But running doesn't heal wounds. It hides them. Season 2 could follow her as she begins to realize that peace without passion is just another kind of prison. Will she find fulfillment abroad? Or will she be haunted by the ghost of the man she left behind? Fans believe her story is far from over, and her silence is only temporary. Netflix's growing investment in Turkish originals also adds fuel to the fire. The streaming platform has seen massive success with emotionally charged series that explore family, betrayal, and forbidden love. Old Money fits perfectly into that pattern, and the international buzz surrounding its finale only strengthens its chances of return. Rumors from production insiders suggest that the creative team already has a script outline for Season 2, focusing on themes of redemption, forgiveness, and the cost of freedom. And here's where it gets truly fascinating. A few eagle-eyed fans noticed that Old Money's official social media pages briefly updated their banner image in September 2025, featuring a faint silhouette of Osman against a European skyline. The image was taken down within hours, but screenshots spread like wildfire. Could this be an early marketing test? Netflix has used similar tactics before, quietly gauging fan reactions before making announcements. If history repeats itself, that mysterious image might have been the first subtle confirmation that Season 2 is on its way. Still, Old Money has always been more than just a show. It's a reflection of modern love in a world obsessed with status. Osman and Nihal's story resonates because it feels real. Two people trapped by expectations, bound by pride, and broken by choices they can't undo. Their separation didn't resolve anything. It only magnified the pain. And that's why viewers aren't ready to move on. They want closure. They want answers. They want to see if love can survive the ashes of ambition. As the months pass and Netflix's silence continues, anticipation grows stronger. Fans are reading between the lines of every small update, from cast interviews to cryptic comments by the show's director, who recently said, "Every ending is a doorway, not a wall." That one line has sparked endless debate, and for many, it's the clearest hint yet that Old Money Season 2 is not just a dream. It's a secret waiting to be unveiled. The wait may be long, but one thing is certain. The world of Old Money still has unfinished business. Osman's story began with greed and ended in grief, but his journey toward redemption has yet to be written. And when the next chapter begins, it won't just revisit the pain, it will transform it. Because sometimes the most powerful love stories aren't the ones that end in happiness, but the ones that dare to begin again after heartbreak. Silence can be louder than words, and Netflix's silence over Old Money Season 2 has become deafening. For months, fans have waited, refreshing news pages, scrolling through leaks, desperate for any sign of life. And yet, behind this quiet, there are patterns. Patterns Netflix has followed before, right before a major renewal. If you've watched the platform long enough, you know their moves aren't random. The same shadows that fell over shows like The Club and The Tailor before their official confirmations are now hanging over Old Money. And those who are paying attention can sense it. Something is coming. Inside Netflix's production system, every show undergoes a confidential evaluation period lasting anywhere from 30 to 90 days. During this phase, executives analyze data that goes far beyond simple view counts, completion rates, rewatch percentages, and global retention trends. Old Money reportedly scored exceptionally high among international audiences who finished all episodes within a week of release. That's a rare metric that Netflix watches closely because it means one thing: obsession. When a show makes people binge to the end, it signals emotional grip, and emotional grip is what keeps subscribers locked in. But the most telling clue lies not in numbers, but in movement. In late September 2025, a Turkish entertainment insider posted that an unnamed Netflix drama had quietly been approved for pre-development funding under the Istanbul division. The post was deleted within hours, but not before fans connected the dots. Old Money was the only Turkish series that fit the description. Even more compelling, the show's lead actor, who portrays Osman, recently went silent on all social media, something that tends to happen right before contractual negotiations or filming preparations. He unfollowed multiple entertainment journalists, removed older posts from the show's promotional campaign, and liked a cryptic quote that read, "Every empire needs a second act." Coincidence? Perhaps. But the timing feels far too deliberate. Netflix's global marketing team also operates under an interesting strategy: controlled suspense. They often allow silence to build momentum, watching the audience create its own storm of speculation. This tactic transforms curiosity into free promotion. Old Money's finale, with its haunting final scene and unanswered questions, was designed perfectly for that. Every unanswered moment, Nihal's look back at the airport, Osman's clenched fist as he walked into the shadows, became a puzzle piece. Fans have turned to forums, Reddit threads, and TikTok edits, building entire theories around what comes next. And Netflix knows that this kind of organic buzz can't be bought. It has to be nurtured. The company's history with international series provides even more reason to hope. Turkish dramas like The Protector and The Gift were renewed under similar circumstances. No official confirmation for months, then sudden announcements paired with teaser images that dropped out of nowhere. The quiet before the storm, that's Netflix's signature move. If Old Money follows the same path, fans might be closer to an official reveal than they think. Industry reports already hint that internal scheduling slots for Turkish productions in 2026 have been reserved but undisclosed. That aligns with the rumored October 2026 release window mentioned by one unverified insider. Meanwhile, the creative team behind Old Money has been unusually active. The series' writer posted a now-deleted note in August saying, "Some stories deserve a second chapter, not for closure, but for truth." Though no names were mentioned, the timing again raised eyebrows. This cryptic language is common when writers are bound by non-disclosure agreements but still want to reassure fans. It's their way of saying, "We're not done yet." And yet, it's not just about confirmation. It's about continuation. If Old Money Season 2 becomes reality, it won't simply resume where it left off. It will dig deeper. Osman's story ended with loss, but his transformation has only begun. The mansion, once a symbol of everything he desired, will now stand as a ghost of everything he destroyed. The man who once believed money could buy love is now stripped bare, facing the question he never dared ask. Who is Osman without wealth, without Nihal, without legacy? His silence in that final scene wasn't defeat. It was awakening. Nihal, on the other hand, represents everything Osman can never control: freedom, independence, and the ability to choose herself. Her move to France was supposed to be her liberation, but what if it becomes her greatest test? Far from the lavish halls of Istanbul, she must confront who she truly is, not the woman shaped by privilege or romance, but the woman forged by loss. There's a poetic symmetry here. Osman searching for meaning in simplicity, while Nihal searches for truth within freedom. They are two souls walking separate paths that may one day cross again, not because fate demands it, but because unfinished love always finds its way home. If Netflix moves forward, Old Money Season 2 could explore their stories through parallel narratives: Osman's rebuilding of identity in Turkey and Nihal's search for belonging in France. Each would face their own demons, unaware that their choices echo through each other's lives. This duality, distance yet connection, is what made the first season so emotionally powerful. And continuing that emotional architecture could make Season 2 even more devastatingly beautiful. For now, the silence continues. But in that silence, the clues keep surfacing, subtle, deliberate, almost teasing. Netflix's internal data leaks, deleted posts, social media vanishings, they all point toward one truth. Something is happening. And when the curtain finally rises, it won't just be another season. It will be the return of two broken hearts trying to find their way through the ruins of everything they once believed in. If Old Money Season 1 was about ambition, betrayal, and heartbreak, then Season 2 will be about redemption and the terrible cost of it. Every character ended the first season standing before a mirror they could no longer face. Osman, the man who once believed money could heal the pain of his childhood, now walks through life stripped of his illusions. Nihal, who thought escape would bring her peace, is realizing that distance does not silence the heart. Their separation was not the end. It was the ignition of something far more powerful: transformation through pain. And when Old Money returns, it will not return quietly. It will return with questions that cut deeper than before. At the heart of Season 2 lies the question of who Osman will become without the mansion, the symbol of everything that destroyed him. His act of discarding the key was more than rebellion. It was an exorcism. But now, without wealth or purpose, he faces the emptiness he's been running from his entire life. For the first time, he will be forced to confront himself, not as a businessman or heir, but as a human being. Sources close to the production suggest that the writers are shaping his arc around a theme of rebirth. Osman may begin the new season in isolation, possibly working far from Istanbul, living among the people he once looked down upon. This journey toward humility could be painful, raw, and filled with moments of revelation. The man who once controlled everything will now have to learn what it means to lose and to live honestly. Meanwhile, Nihal's storyline in France could serve as a haunting parallel. On the surface, her life with Engin offers security, routine, and peace, everything she once thought she wanted. But beneath the calm, the cracks are already forming. Viewers remember how she looked back at the airport, a moment filled with hesitation, regret, and something unspoken. That hesitation could blossom into an emotional storm in Season 2. Far from the chaos of Istanbul, Nihal may begin to feel the coldness of a love that lacks fire. As she faces the reality of her new life, she will have to ask herself if stability is truly worth the absence of passion. And somewhere, deep down, she will realize that while Osman broke her heart, he also awakened her soul. Their stories, running in parallel yet connected by invisible threads, could form the emotional spine of Old Money Season 2. The brilliance of this setup lies in its duality. Osman's journey downward into humility, Nihal's journey upward into independence. Both must evolve before they can ever face each other again. If they do reunite, it will not be the same love story. It will be one tempered by truth, sacrifice, and painful understanding. Because true love, as Old Money has always shown, is not found in luxury or longing. It's found in the courage to face who you've become after losing everything. But Old Money isn't only about Osman and Nihal. The supporting characters are poised for transformations of their own. Mahir and Ashley, who closed Season 1 on a hopeful note, may find that love inside the elite circle is far more complicated than they imagined. Their relationship could serve as a mirror to Osman and Nihal's, showing what happens when two people try to balance love and loyalty in a world built on appearances. And then there's Sula and Gökhan, whose rebellious romance shattered social expectations. Their story could evolve into the heartbeat of resistance within the show, exploring themes of identity, rebellion, and the fight against generational chains. The Balut family, too, will not escape the fallout of Osman's defiance. His renunciation of wealth was not just personal, it was public. It humiliated the family, shook their legacy, and exposed their hypocrisy. In Season 2, they may seek to rebuild their reputation, setting off new conflicts rooted in pride and vengeance. Power always demands control, and those who lose it will stop at nothing to reclaim it. This struggle for dominance could once again pull Osman and Nihal back into a world they tried to escape, forcing them to choose between forgiveness and survival. And beyond all of this, the mansion itself, silent, empty, and abandoned, will linger as a symbol of what once was. In many ways, it's not just a place, but a character of its own. Fans speculate that Season 2 might open with Osman returning to it, not as its master, but as its ghost, standing in the ruins of his past, searching for a way to rebuild. The mansion could become the metaphor for everything Old Money represents: beauty, decay, and the unrelenting pull of history. As whispers grow louder and the pieces begin to align, the possibility of Old Money Season 2 feels more certain than ever. Netflix's pattern, the cast's silence, and the lingering cliffhangers all point toward one undeniable truth. This story is not finished. If production begins in early 2026, fans could see the new season by late 2026, with October emerging as the most likely window based on typical Netflix scheduling. But even if the official announcement remains behind closed doors, one thing is clear: the world of Old Money still lives. In every unanswered question, every haunting look, every silent goodbye. When Old Money returns, it will not just continue a story, it will complete a circle. Osman's search for meaning and Nihal's quest for self will finally collide in a moment of reckoning. Their love was torn apart by ambition, but perhaps, in the ruins of everything they destroyed, they'll find something purer. Not the old money that built their world, but the priceless truth that love, stripped of pride and wealth, is the only thing worth keeping. Because old money was never just about riches. It was about hearts that could not be bought, destinies that could not be rewritten, and the impossible question that echoes through every broken soul. Can love survive when everything else has been lost?